Here's a question. Would you talk about the essence or purpose of Stuart's work? Stuart and I have talked about this before, and so I feel I can share this. His primary objective in life is spiritual. It is to transcend this level and live from God, from the God consciousness in the world. Not like being a god or a guru, but from that loving and acceptance which he perceives as God consciousness. Now, in that context, he looked around him and he saw tremendous level of conflict, anxiety, anguish, such a lack of abundance. And it occurred to him long ago, if he could assist people to rise above the challenges of this struggle for money, food, lodging, they'd have a much better chance in really moving into the credible soul that they are. And that is the purpose. The essence is, in terms of process, is threefold. Setting in an objective, a target, something that is really important, and you do it in such a way that establishes harmonious agreement with all four parts of the brain. The second part is that you prioritize it by activating a fifth part of the brain, the frontal lobes, that are designed to maintain a focus and are evident in the way a baby grabs a rattle until you can't get it out of its little hands. You might have to put something in front of it that's more enticing. It's binary. It's grab, let go. That's the way the frontal lobes work. The world right now is an extraordinary complex place. Even in a simplest situation, there are billions of possible states of any system we encounter in our life. Our family, our job, our health, our spirituality, our well-being, our emotional well-being. Our conscious mind can comprehend maybe 5 or 6 things if they are a super genius in the world. The unconscious mind, on the other hand, can handle billions at once, which is the one adapted to the world. Which one do you think it is? It's the unconscious, right? In order to deal with things consciously, we create a repertoire of unconscious habit patterns. We are unconsciously using the amazing ability of these 100 billion brain cells to match the complexity of the world. And that works very well. These become little subroutines to the program. You trigger them, they work automatically. They finish, and then you go on to something else. That is what we do when we drive a car, when we read, when we talk, when we work a computer, when we walk. These things we couldn't do when we were born. Some of these unconscious habit patterns work really well, and there are others that worked well when you were a child, but don't work very well when you're a mature adult. For example, babies. Remember the last time when you saw a baby cry? What was the response time of the parent when the baby cried? Pretty fast, huh? Anyway, that's a very good thing. Have you ever noticed that kids make a fuss when they cry, and that it almost irritates, like fingers on a chalkboard? Well, that cry is a very effective way to get attention. It's survival based, right? Well, if you take that same pattern, that same unconscious pattern of crying, right? But now it's in a 40-year-old person, and they're in a meeting, and the meeting's not going well, it's not going the way they want, and they're seriously concerned that the outcome will be very bad for them or what they're invested in. So they start raising their voice, and they're getting red in the face. They're waving their hands around, screaming, maybe pounding on the table. Guess what? Doesn't that kind of appear like a little baby? What they do to get attention? That's the pattern. So some patterns are supportive and some are self-defeating.